Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, and Shalom to you brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continue fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing. We have found that number to be delivered. All right. So I'm just going to get into a little bit of what we spoke about today at camp concerning these other nations, and being able to have salvation and being able to be in the kingdom, side by side with Israel, reaping the benefits of the promise, right? And essentially that's what they'd be doing if they were to be in the kingdom, side by side on the same level as us. They'd be reaping the benefits of the promise that went from Abraham, Isaac, into Jacob, into the patriarchs, right? Now again, they're going to be in the kingdom to what capacity, right? They're not going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. They're not going to be ruling and giving out instructions or giving out directions. Absolutely not, all right? When the disciples were asking the Lord, before he got taken up from the book of Acts, they said what? Wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom unto Israel? All right? Meaning what? Israel being the power, in the power seat, ruling, righteousness. So let's get into it a little bit here. This is Jeremiah 49:12. It says, For thus saith the Lord, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Now who's that talking about? Us, the Israelites. All right? We drank the cup. We received the punishment. We received the chastisement of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right? We took it, man. And not only did we take it, we're still enduring it to this very day. All right? Continuing. And it says, And art thou he that should altogether go unpunished? And this is essentially what you people want. You people, you Israelites on this side, you want these heathens and these Edomites to go unpunished. You want the Lord to extend great mercy unto them, but you ain't concerned about the Lord extending mercy unto the house of Israel. All right? You're so caught up in making sure these other nations get saved and delivered, you totally forgot about yourselves, man. And a lot of you Israelites aren't even concerned about the Lord coming back and the Lord destroying this place and punishing our enemies. You ain't even concerned about that. All right? So it is written, And art thou he that should altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to make sure all of our enemies and all the heathen truly and assuredly drink of that cup, man. That cup of punishment, wrath, fury. Why? Because we drank of it and nobody laid it to heart. So if you're trying to save a heathen, and you're trying to save an Edomite, and you're trying to save anybody outside of the nation of Israel, all right, you're trying to eliminate their punishment, their just punishment. So in other words, you are essentially, making supplication to the Lord and saying, please don't punish them, Lord. Please let them dwell in the kingdom with us. The Lord is a just weight, man. He ain't gonna let these devils and all these heathens, create all kinds of havoc throughout this earth. All right? Unrighteous too, man. Unrighteous habits. Unrighteous things they've done. And the Lord's just gonna pardon them and should just pardon them and like, okay, you good? We gonna see it, man. The Lord's gonna give us the ability to see it. Revelation 18:5, it says, For her sins have reached unto heaven. All right? Matter of fact, let me open that up. And it says, after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is become the habitation of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right? All nations. So all nations essentially have been in league with United States of America. Babylon the Great. And how do you know that? Just look at the G20 summits. Look at the world government summits. Look at all these summits, man. Everybody gets up on the stage and they're speaking. They're talking about, their plans and their agenda and what they got what they're seeing for the future. Right? So they need to be punished, man, because they're continually manifesting wickedness. Everything that they do, of course, is on the left-hand side, but it entails nothing but wickedness, man. 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. You see? The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. All right? And it's the same spirits that were back at the crafty council in Psalm the 83rd chapter. Same spirits. All right? And it says, and the kings of the earth committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And one of the main delicacies was slavery. These nations have gotten rich off the slave trade, off the blood and the bones of the children of Israel. But you still want people you Israelites still want to save these heathens and these Edomites. All right? There's no such thing as a two-time winner, man. They won on this side. This was their cash cow. This was their time to shine. And we say you can damn sure be a two-time loser, because you Edomites who didn't prosper in this kingdom, that's your damn fault. That's your damn fault. The Lord gave you this place on a platter, man. All right? 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. All right? So now you got to ask yourself the question, if this voice is saying, come out of her, my people, who are the Lord's people? And why isn't he addressing these heathens to come out of her? Come out of her, my people, and all the heathens who are joined with you, and the ones that have opened. No, that's not happening. All right? It says that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have remembered her iniquities. Okay? So the Lord has remembered her iniquities. There's nothing that is going to escape the eyes of the Lord. All right? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she has filled unto her double. All right? So this place got a lot to pay for, man. Right? And when we say place, we're talking about the people. All right? Because the earth will rejoice when the righteous men are back in authority. All right? The earth will get rest. Esau has blasted the ground so much there's no more minerals. There's no more, viable, elements in the earth that we can, take use of. All right? It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Right, and these are the same people who you niggas want to save. They've already glorified themselves. They put themselves in the seat of the Most High. They've lived deliciously. They've stolen any and everything that wasn't bolted down. All right? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she hath said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So they're right there underestimating Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They're thinking the Lord ain't gonna do a damn thing to them, that the Lord can't beat them. You see? So this is where we're at, man. We need these nations to go into captivity. We need the Lord to come back and stretch his hand out upon them. Because it's only fitting and it's only right that he do so. You people will not come into the congregation of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ever. All right? The Lord is going to make sure when it's time for the reapers to come, they weed out and tear up the tares, and any heathen, any Edomite that's trying to get slick and profess that they are one of the chosen, hopefully elect. James 2:13, it says, for he shall have judgment without mercy. Right? You are going to have judgment without mercy. Because the things that you have done, you don't deserve any mercy. You know, and I always resort back to the book of Without Sanctuary. Go back and look at them books, man, them pages, man. All right? There was no mercy upon Israel. None whatsoever. All right? And there's one particular photo. There's one particular photo with a man, they burnt him, they chopped him up, and then they still hung him. Right? That's a clear picture of having judgment without mercy. It says, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. All right? How can you allow yourself to want to save a nation of people who have been the most wicked on the planet, man? And as we said today, even if you say, okay, we ain't trying to save Esau, we're trying to save the other nations have partaken, and if not, have done close to damn worse things to Jake as Esau has done. Because who they learn it from? All right? So judgment is about to come down. And all the heathen and all these other kings of the earth and these dwellers upon the earth who have taken, counsel against the Lord and his people. All right? This shit ain't going to go the way you people think it's going to go. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is about to make that move. Then you niggas gonna sit there and cry to the Lord to save the heathen. Oh Lord, please save the heathen. That give them an opportunity to be in the kingdom. That's what you're wishing for. Well, they're gonna be there, all right. Not in the capacity of what you're hoping for. You niggas is ready to put a heathen before your own family. You sit around and you look around and you're like, damn, you gotta pretty much give your damn kids over to the damn state. You do anything wrong with your own children, they're gonna come banging on your door and take your kid, right? And these are the same heathens that you want to be in the kingdom. Goddamn shame. Jeremiah 50:7, it says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the Holy One. They have sinned against the Lord, the inhabitants of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. All right? So all that found us have devoured us. And we have been a prey. We've been devoured. We've been made, a spectacle into the world. We was forced to dig ditches. We were forced to pick cotton. All right. We was forced to eat slop. We was separated from our families. Okay. And this went on for years, man, for years. And by the good graces and mercies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he sifted a remnant. And Lord willing, we are still and continually be a part of that remnant, the hope for the elect that he has sifted out and gave the Spirit unto us, that we now know who our enemy is. We now know who the wicked is. We now know who our adversaries are. Okay? That when we go out there and prophesy, we can identify who they are and we can warn the people to be warned about them. For these are they whom the Lord is going to turn into powder. Continuing on, Jeremiah 51:20. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war." Now, who the Lord is talking about? And why is he going to have us be his battle axe and weapons of war? Well, let's read it. It says, "For with thee will I break in pieces the nations." All right? So, if you want an Israelite, and when the Lord uses us as those weapons of war, we're going through and we're deleting any and everybody or any and every program who ain't programmed with the Israelite DNA. How about that? Okay? It says, "Will I break in pieces the nations?" All right? We ain't going around with backhoes and cranes and blasting material. No, we ain't talking about the land, the nations themselves, the lands. We're talking about the people. All right? And these very nations are around us every day. Every time brothers go out to camp, okay, you're going to see these nations walking by, up and down, making mockery, laughing, looking at us like with some joke. So we're going to break in pieces the nation. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Let me open it up. So I want to read a little bit of this. Verse 21. It says, "And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. And with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces young man and maid." So there's going to be no stopping, man. We ain't going to sit there and time out because there's a couple little kids that are lost and they parents. We don't know where their parents are, and we're going to have to just get them back to their parents and call somebody. Nah, absolutely not. All right? We are not going to be have any compassion, because the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be upon us. And that spirit of compassion will be towards Israel. But as far as you heathens are concerned, of these other nations, absolutely not. And this is why the Lord is explaining to you, I'm going to break in pieces old and young, man and woman. And it says, "I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husband and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers." All right? So you people can laugh all you want. But just know this, the time is coming where the Lord is going to use us as his weapons of war. All All right? And again, just be mindful. We here, we wait upon the Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's who we wait for. Any of you guys out there who are trying to take action, gear up, drive down the highway with all kinds of guns, and going to camp with all kinds of guns and thinking you're going to do something. And I can't remember whose camp it was. I can't remember. But I don't know. I can't remember who it was. But there was this lone ranger Edomite. He had come up. He may have been drunk at that, talking shit. You know, some shit that, you know, you kind of get a laugh out of. You know, them drunk dudes come up, they talking shit, looking at you, kind of stirred, and you're stumbling around. Well, these niggas done pulled the gun out, talking about, you ready to die tonight? Okay? Listen. Men who do shit like that are not spiritual. All right? They're not spiritual. If you got to sit there and pull your piece out on a drunk who probably was ready to throw some hands. He was probably ready to throw some hands. You got about 8 men out there, and all of a sudden, nigga feel like he got to pull his joint out and threaten the man like, "Oh, you ready to die?" Come on, man. And this is why we waiting upon the Lord. And you vigilante Israelites who want to, you know, be seen and make it known that, you know, you toting guns. And I know Sakari has said something one time, we probably got more guns than the police departments. You know? But all that shit is coming to naught. All these guys, all the things that they've been doing, all right? A lot of them are just disappearing. A lot of them are falling out. A lot of them are just, you know, going back into the world, being worldly. But the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are consistently and continually standing on the principles that Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave unto us. All right? But all this being said, we're going to destroy any and everything that move out here, especially those of the other nations. Okay? So let's go on. Let's keep it moving. And what we got here? This is Ezekiel 39, and I'll probably start at about 10. And it says, pass the deal. Yeah, I'll start at 10. It says, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any of the forest, for they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? So it's not going to be this harmonious gathering. Right? It's going to be Israelites against the world. That's what the Lord got brewing here, man. Israel against the world. 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place thereof, graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog in all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamagog, right? So this is going to be the burial place for Gog and all his troops and all his military. And it says, in 7 months the house of Israel be burying of them, and they may cleanse the land, that they may cleanse the land. All right? So we're gonna get out there and mark them, mark the bones, put flags up, as it's going to tell you. Let's keep reading. It says, verse 14. No, verse 13. Yea, and all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be unto them a renowned the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord power. 14, and they shall sever out of men continual employment. All right? Who gonna sever out that employment? We are. Passing through the land to bury the passengers, those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. And after the end of 7 months, so they search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any see a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have to bury it in the valley of Hamongad. Right? So it's going to be 7 months. It's going to be quick, man. So it's going to be moving at a fast pace. For the amount of carnage that's going to be out there, we're going to put y'all to work. And it says, and also the name of the city shall be Hammonia. Thus shall they cleanse the land. Verse 17. And thou, son of man, say, thus saith the Lord power. Speak unto every feathered fowl and every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you. All right. So even the fowls of the air and the beasts of the field are going to get their groove on. Okay. The Lord is terrible, man. And rightfully so. As we read, your sins have reached up into the heavens. Now it's only fitting that the Lord turn these bodies into a meal. Okay? Continuing on. It says, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. 18. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth. All those rulers over there when we get dropped off. Okay, the Rothschilds. Who else is over there? You know, the Duchess, and you know the so-called royals over there. They gonna be food for the fowls of the air, man. And again, 18, and ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams and of lambs and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. So the Lord got them in mind too, in remembrance too. The birds and of the fowls of the air and the animals. 20. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shai. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, in my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their power from that day and forward. 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hide my face from them, and gave them unto the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. And this is another scripture that these Christians and everybody likes to use. You see, the Lord turned and hid his face from Israel. And that was the opening of the door for the Gentiles to come in. That's how they equate this thing, man. All right. But as we mentioned earlier at camp, Paul said, has the Lord cast away his people? The Most High forbid. All right. So we went into captivity because of our disobedience. All right. We went into captivity because we trespassed against the Lord. And this is why, as he stated, I hid my face from them. All right. And he gave us over to our enemies. And we all fell by the sword. But let's read on. Verse 24. It says, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. All right. So knowing that the Lord is going to turn his face back to us, all right, and bring us back into safety, what does that mean? That means there's no room, according to you niggas out there, there's no room for any other nation to slide in there because the Lord turned his back on us. Absolutely not. All right? The Lord isn't looking for another nation of people. The Lord doesn't desire to deal with another nation of people. The Lord doesn't want another nation of people. So therefore, the other nations are not welcome. Period. Out there teaching that the heathen can make it and the Lord is going to be merciful unto them. Absolutely not. Let me read that again. Verse 25. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel. Well, why isn't he having mercy on the whole house of Edom, or Moab, or Ham? Why isn't he having mercy on them? Because they're not his elect, man. They're not his chosen. They're not his people. So if you're trying to, convince these heathens out here, you're wasting your breath and you're wasting your time. Read them that scripture. Read them this. Read them this and ask them how they feel about it. Verse 26. It says, after that they have borne their shame in all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made afraid. All right. In verse 27, when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and I am in sacrifice in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am the Lord their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more. Have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So this is all about the nation of Israel being reconciled back to the Lord through his son Yahweh Shai, whom shed his blood for that people. That's who he shed his blood for. All right. And this is why the Heavenly Father sent his son in the first place. Because the children of Israel were disobedient. Even though he turned his face from us, he didn't altogether forsake us. That now he got to look for another group of people. Because that's what they're going to teach you out here. That the Lord had to seek another group of people because Israel turned their back on him. That's what they say. That's what they teach you. And you got foolish men who believe that as well. And now you trying to teach that the heathen can make it and be saved. Yeah, the Lord is merciful. Absolutely. But unto the nation of Israel, and not all of Israel at this moment. All right. So be it as it may, know that the Lord is not dealing or gathering or putting the spirit, on these other nations, as one would say or one would want. It's about the hopeful elect first and foremost, and the Lord's going to have mercy on whom he have mercy of the house of Israel. With that, I'm going to say shalom.